We have an announcement to make in respect of the fourth cane payment. As you know, that the fourth cane payment is due this week, and FSC would be ensuring that the cane payments are received by the farmers at least by this Friday. And the Sugar Tribunal, as per the Master Award, has announced that the fourth cane payment will be $10.57 for the 2016 crop. This takes the total cane payment to be paid out to the growers to $72.41 for the 2016 crop. As a result of this determination, a total of approximately $14.57 million will be paid by this Friday. However, government has also noticed that out of this $14.57 million that is to be paid, nearly $6.7 million of this would be deducted from the individual cane farmers for respective payments that they have to make to various organizations like TLTB, FDB, Sugarcane Growers Fund, Lands Department, South Pacific Fertilizers, and various other deductions that they do need to make. Given the fact that many of these cane farmers have suffered because of Cyclone Winston, government has decided, and working together with FSC, that government will pick up the payment of these deductions for these cane farmers, which totals to the amount of $6.7 million. So none of the cane farmers will actually have any deductions made from the fourth cane payment. This is not by way of a loan, this is by way of a grant to ensure that the cane farmers actually are able to have enough funds to be able to deploy as much funds as possible for the next cane season, to be able to ensure that they have enough funds for the planting and of course for themselves. So the total payout was for the total amount of $6.703608 million, which includes about $375,000 to Native Land Trust Board. FDB was about 1.3 million. Sugarcane Growers Fund was about 3.8 million. Lands Department was 99,000. SPF was 966,000, and CCSLA was $48,000. This affects, of course, cane farmers in Lautoka, Ra, Lambasa, and Penang. On top of that, government also recognized the fact that a number of farmers, approximately 581 farmers in Lautoka, Ba 1,659 farmers, Tavua was 777 farmers, and Raki 925 farmers took out a loan of $1,000 through the Cane Growers Fund. This is an additional loan some of them had taken out directly as a result of the damage caused by Cyclone Winston. The total amount of loans taken out under this relief fund was $3.2 million. Government has also decided, in order to assist these farmers, to pay off this $1,000 loan for these farmers, which equates to $3.2 million. So all in all, we are looking at approximately $10 million that government will be paying for these farmers, essentially to provide the relief for the farmers, predominantly because of the events of Cyclone Winston. And we also need to ensure that they have the funding available to divert these funds for the growing of the next crop and next season. As you know, that the Fiji Sugar Corporation, together with its new board, the new chairman, Vishnu Mohan, and Graham, the CEO, together with Navin, the CEO of FSC, have put in place a very comprehensive package, and we are currently talking to them on the number of initiatives to carry out the substantial reforms to ensure we not only get cane production increased, but to be able to get some long-term structural changes that will reduce the cost for the farmers in respect of not just the production, but also in respect of the harvesting of the cane. As you know, that a number of substantial issues need to be addressed, including the way that some of the cane cutters have a monopolistic position in some of the areas. including also in the need to improve the cane rail system. And there is going to be some major announcements made in that respect, and government has been working on that basis. It is also very critical to understand the reason why government is able to assist the sugarcane farmers and other farmers is because the economy is doing well, notwithstanding the fact that we had a major cyclone last year, a cyclone that caused about $1.4 billion US dollars worth of damage, which is nearly the value of about a third of our GDP. So despite that, because of the buoyancy in the private sector, because of the buoyancy in our foreign reserves, it currently stands at $2.1 billion, which we have never had in our country. The government has the capacity to be able to provide assistance where it is required. It also has meant that government's vigilance on compliance, in particular with a number of taxpayers, they have been scheming the system. We're going extremely very hard on them. We are pursuing that through organizations such as FERCA and various other organizations to ensure that we get that level of revenue collection and of course robustness within the economy. So this announcement, obviously we expect the farmers to get a huge relief from this. We will be picking up the tab of $6.7 million in respect of the repayments, the deductions that are to be done by the farmers for the fourth cane payment. So we'll get the entire sum of the fourth cane payment. All farmers will receive that. On top of that, those farmers who had the $1,000 loan which they took out after Cyclone Winston, which totals about 3,942 farmers, their loan bill of $3.2 million will also be paying off that loan for them to be able to give them that assistance. Any additional cost for cartage, transportation of the cane from Penang to Rarawai Mill will be picked up by FSC working in conjunction with government. The additional cartage cost is about $5.1 million, which again, as I've stated, will be borne, those costs will be borne by FSC working in conjunction with government. This government, together with FSC, is providing and trying to seek some fundamental changes to an industry that has been for decades neglected. The state of the mills, the state of the railway system is something that did not happen overnight. This was because of decades of neglect and the poor farmers being used as simple tools by people from the Fiji Times who have an agenda and by these politicians who have an agenda. This announcement today and numerous other announcements by the Honourable Prime Minister indicates that government is committed to a fundamental change to ensure that there is sustainability in the sugarcane industry, that there are some structural changes made to ensure that the farmers do not simply just eke out a living, but they actually are able to benefit from the sugarcane industry by reducing a lot of the fundamental costs that they have been facing. It requires time, but it also requires a political approach to bring about the structural changes. So we would like to again appeal to the farmers that here is the government again assisting you, and this is the kind of tangible assistance that government can provide and is providing and will continue to provide. And we have a very professional team in place, and as we've said, we'll be making various other announcements in respect of bringing about some very tangible changes. Thank you very much.